So, Carolyn, you started WITI in 1996.
No.
Yes? No? That's when you did the first summit.
That was the
First summit.
1995 was the
Okay.
first summit.
All
So
right.
it was 1989.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh.
sorry.
I think we're okay. And what I would like to know is, where did the idea come from? You know, we have a lot of technologists in the room that are entrepreneurs as well, and a lot of what they do business-wise comes from a need that just kind of spurs in their own lives. So did you notice something that sort of made you go, I think we really need this. I think we need an organization specifically for women in the technology business.
Yes.
What was that moment for you?
Now, before I tell you the story, because this is all about being authentic at WITI, I want to know who really wants to know and hear the story, or am I wasting your time? Okay. All right, okay.
That's more hands than we had for the table moving.
Okay, so in 1989, I was running a small research firm that I had started in 1984 called Criterion Research. And my clients were primarily aerospace and technology companies. And as I developed relationships with these client companies, women started confiding in me about how totally frustrated they were about their work environments. And I had come from a teaching background, and at the time I would call myself pretty unconscious. I was not tuned in to the issues that corporate women were dealing with. So when the first few women started confiding in me, very honestly, I would look at them and I'd think, gee, I wonder if it's really her personality. She seems sort of angry, kind of. I'm being totally honest because it's very important to share the process that some people, men and women, think about when they hear a woman complain about a problem at work. Well, I was one of those people. And then more and more women started confiding in me. Now, these were women who were extraordinary in my view. They had PhDs, they were very smart, they were very talented, they were physicists, they were engineers, they were amazing. And it got to a point where it was obvious it was not a personality issue, but it was they were teaching me that there was a serious problem in their work environments, and I was frankly horrified. And I had grown up with a wonderful mother who mentored me, and I've always felt very supportive of women. And my life had always been about wanting to make a difference, a positive difference for people. And because I love to think about solutions, I'm totally, I can only hear things for so long. If I'm not working on a solution, I don't want to deal with it. So I thought, what can I do that could genuinely make a difference for these women? And at the time, did you want a short answer?
Carolyn, you're a storyteller. I'm just sitting here enjoying the story. I don't know about you.
So at the time, one of my biggest clients was Hewlett-Packard, and I was primarily working with Hewlett-Packard Laboratories. And I was so impressed with the fact that at that time, the way Hewlett-Packard was developing their products was by pulling together a group of people who were a very diverse group. One was a mathematician, one was a salesperson, one was a teacher, one was a biologist. So they would have all these different eyes looking at products to determine how they would develop this product, would it meet consumers' needs? And I thought, if I could develop a network, because the internet in the '89 was just coming into the mainstream, if I could develop a network of women who worked in all aspects of technology, and the women I'm talking to could pick up the phone or email these women when they're working on a project and say, hey, I need a fast solution for this, it would really give them a competitive edge.
Yeah.
And that's how WITI was born.
And so you went from the what if scenario, what if we could do this,
Yes.
with an email group
Yes,
at the
it
time.
was an email
It was an
group.
email group. This woman has gone from creating an email group to all of you and internationally. So, wow.
But one very important component for me, also what was going on in the 80s was National Organization of Women was was the predominant voice for women and discontent. And again, as a relatively unconscious woman, that's how I would honestly describe myself at the time. I would turn on the television and see really angry women screaming into the television. And I'd say, this is not helping us, because when men see these angry women screaming at the camera, they're going to run as fast as they can in the opposite direction. So I thought, I really want to create an organization that will not only link women in technology, but I need a philosophy attached to it that I believe can make a serious difference for women. So I wrote a letter for membership that someone told me that's on the web, which is great because I thought I had lost it.
Carolyn, everything's on the web now.
Did you see it? And I basically wanted people to know that we would love them to join WITI, but only if they were committed to helping other women, not competing, but collaborating, and that we were going to focus in our meetings. You gave us a great phrase, Grace, that if it's whining and something else, what was it?
So if there's whining and crying,
Whining and crying.
it's a support group.
It's a support group.
And if there's an exchange of power,
Yes.
information, and opportunity, it's a network.
Exchange of power, information, and opportunity. It's a network. And that's put far more beautifully than I put it, but I had been to enough organizations where, as a single mother who was trying to build small businesses, I did not want to encounter one more woman who wanted to tell me why they divorced their husband. Even though, to be fair, I mean, we all have issues and need a place where we can vent. I did not want to go to any business meeting where someone wasted my time talking about their personal issues, because we all had personal issues.
So this isn't a tech retreat. This isn't, a support group.
No.
This is actually a business organization.
I wanted WITI, and I still want WITI to be about business and technology, because then and now I am totally committed to creating a space for women where when you walk in the door, you feel welcome, respected, where your ideas are taken very seriously, your intelligence, of which we have such an abundance here, is so admired, and where we can give you the tools and the commitment to help you succeed in every way we can in the business and technology world. If you want a good therapist, I'd be happy to recommend one. But that's not what WITI is about. Did that answer your question?
That was beautiful, Carolyn.
Thank
I think I'm going to sum it up with
Yes.
something I've heard Carolyn say. You've probably heard this as well, as it relates to WITI. WITI is not only about changing the perception of women in technology, but also about helping us as women change our perceptions of ourselves.
Yes.
That resonates with me the most. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.